welcome to my channel, Sea of Infinity. In this video, I just wanted to briefly talk about, I don't even know what you would call it, to be honest, but I was just like thinking of how there's like energies and stuff like that, you know, love the whole idea of control and world domination in the sense of, you know, everything being uniform and the same, and, you know, that sort of dystopian nightmare type vibe, you know, with things like, you know, colonization and stuff like that have, you know, gone on throughout history, you know, or like burning witches, or, you know, genocides and all those sort of things, you know, where there's these sort of energies that, you know, tend to kind of want everything to conform to the same way and just want like total and utter domination in that sense. And I was just thinking about it through like an analogy of, you know, like of Star Wars, and just like how like futile the whole thing is, in the sense of, you know, energy and souls and all that, what have you, being like eternal, and, you know, like you can kill people, but you can't destroy the energy. It just recycles, right? And so it kind of like reminded me of, like, you know, thinking of like a whole idea of like, you know, Darth Vader and the stormtroopers, you know, going out and trying to like kill all the Jedis and, you know, destroy other planets and all that sort of stuff, you know, just going out causing chaos all over the universe, you know, trying to get rid of, you know, the others. And then it's like, you know, even if, you know, they're successful enough in, you know, say killing all the Jedis and, you know, destroying all that sort of culture, you know, and they're finally happy and successful that their little dominion is like, you know, the last one standing. But then it has, you know, a complete opposite, almost like Trojan horse effect of, well, now, you know, all those energies have, you know, nowhere else to reincarnate other than like within their own threshold, you know, so it's like, you know, before the Jedis or what have you would just be out on their own planets, you know, not even bothering them, and now because they went to all the effort of trying to, you know, kill and destroy and get rid of them all, now they're all just like incarnating within the stronghold of the stormtroopers and Darth Vader, just like pop pop pop. You know, like you literally just handed them a ticket to inside your own castle, like a Trojan horse effect on yourself. And so, you know, before they would have just been all on their own little happy merry planets doing their own thing, you know, not bothering Darth Vader and the stormtroopers. But now, because, you know, they destroyed them all and they have nowhere left to reincarnate except for, you know, within their very own threshold or stronghold, it's like, you know, then they all just pop up, and then their little, you know, Jedi type energy would just like permeate the field of the whole like Darth Vader kingdom, that it then kind of, you know, is like a consciousness overhaul. It would, like, you know, spark like a whole like energetic revolution. You know, the one thing they like feared happening the most, they would cause to themselves by interfering and doing such a thing. You know, and just thinking about that funny little idea just made me think of, you know, how similar that is in, like, you know, our own societies and on our own planet, you know, with all these battling forces or what have you, and trying to, you know, erase certain energies or have total control and dominion. And it's like, well, you by trying to do that, you almost like counteract the effect and like Trojan horse yourself. You know, like you can, you know, kill human bodies or what have you, but you can't destroy that energy, and it just recycles and reincarnates. And if the only place left for it to reincarnate is within your very own society, like, you know, before those energies were probably just, you know, off in a distant land, and now they're your brothers and sisters, now they're your children, like. You know, you can try to stop many things with the power of, you know, control and all that sort of stuff, but the one thing you can't stop, right, is the rhythm of the heart. You know, and so if there's, you know, a certain rhythm of the heart going on around in this area, and you just try to stop and contain it all. It'll just dance its way over to near where you are and pop up there and start going, you know, like you just can't like stop such a force and stop such things, and you know, you can't control and contain it, because you know, energy is eternal in that way, and it will just recycle and pop up somewhere else. It kind of reminds me of like those whack-a-hole games, or whatever you call it, you know, like you can try to bat it down, but it'll just pop up out of another hole like, hello. Yeah, you know, just a funny little thought I had about all that I thought I'd share. You know, all this effort and stress and resources and stuff they put towards trying to, you know, go whack that mole like 10 holes down the road, and then it ends up just popping up in the hole right next to them like, hello. But anyway, might leave that one there for now. Sending you so much peace, love, light, and blessings as always.